Button.
Okay.
Not even asking about it. It's the Thursday show. Yay!
Yay!
Oh yeah, I had to do that over.
Did I do it wrong?
No, I think you were right, but I think I did it just out of my own. I was like, I went to spelling rules and the whole bit, and I was like, and it's E.
Can't do that with names.
Whatever it was. No, exactly. And I'm the guy who would normally say, but a proper name is always the exception, and everybody knows that. Whatever. Also, how about me? The one time I didn't check, because I'm like, I know her. She's Instagram famous. You know what I mean? I know what it is. Good thing I checked at the end. Anyway, hi. Glad everybody got to witness that. Hello. Hi, Mrs. Ryan, and hello to you at home. Welcome back to the old late night playset. Thank you for being here with us. Tonight is Thursday, October 10th, 10/10/2019. That's crazy. My name is Jay Ryan. This is Nicole Ryan. Our guest on the playset tonight is Amy Shackleford. You may know her on the Instagram from being Petrolgirl on the Instagram. She's all over the social media. There's a reason for that. That's what she does for a living. She's going to be in here to talk about cars and life and all the things in a little bit. Until then, Mrs. Ryan, what do we have to go over today? I don't have that much, actually.
No, it's Thursday.
It is Thursday. Oh, are you saying so that's what it means?
All I can think of is TBT.
We have a TBT. I'm trying to think about the hellos, though. How are you feeling? I saw your legs. You didn't fall or anything, but I saw that your legs are not strong today, even though you are very present and seem strong.
Since I saw you earlier after my shower and I took everything out of me, I fixed them a little bit.
Oh, really?
So I'm feeling pretty good.
That's fantastic. How did you do that? God, you look great.
Thanks. I did some neurological work this morning.
Okay.
When my legs stopped working, because I was like, all right, lemonade.
Is that the type of thing that you can tell people what you mean by that? Or is it just you're so deep into it at this point that it would just sound crazy to someone who isn't?
That my legs don't work?
No, the neurological work. What is neurological work? Is there anything that you could describe to someone somewhat succinctly?
It's like visualization.
Okay. That's
to be
great.
Very succinct.
Within your own body? That kind of thing? Where you're
visualizing
almost the incredible journey going inside your
thoughts going through your head, like how they go and where they go. And
workflow almost.
Yeah. So putting those together does help. So that's definitely how I
Alignment.
Yeah. So I'm feeling like tired, exhaustive tired, but better than I was when I saw you.
That's fantastic. Usually the days go the other way.
Yeah.
They don't generally get better. So good for you. Look at you finding new pathways.
Thanks.
Neural pathways in this case. How about that?
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah, I guess we'll do the TBT. We've got Dave Watch, What's Going On, and then Amy Shackleford in here. All right. This is pretty easy today. We're just going to go right down the list. It's the Thursday show. Yay! Well, we lost that day in the beginning of the week, so I felt the need to cram so much stuff in yesterday, and we did successfully.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about Chris Cope? Funny guy and
fun.
Great energy. I saw a couple minutes, in the edit. I don't really watch the show because I've seen it, but doing the passes or whatever, and every once in a while I have to do the audio pass, so the volume's up for that. And he was just so funny, but nothing got covered. I mean, we just kind of ping pong, ping pong, ping pong, ping pong. It was a volley for serve, and then we never ever started the game.
That is a great way to put it.
But meanwhile, so entertaining, so fun, so quick, especially for a guy who claims to be a heavy pot smoker.
Well, he goes to bed.
That's right, yeah.
He's training himself to just not ruin what's up there.
Anyway, good guy, Chris Cope.
Really
Thank you so
good
much
dude.
for being here in the place. It was a lot of fun. We'll talk about Porsche in a minute. So let us do exactly what you said, Mrs. Ryan. Let's take a stroll down TBT as it is Thursday. Open up the old TBT, which in this case I believe is 1 year ago. Roll it
Ooh.
out.
I changed from synthetic to 16 and a half, and then
All right. Tim, newcomer. RSR, Martini. Effing cool. Paul Kennel, not Kramer. No, Paul Kramer, not Kennel. Damn it. Brought this 993S C2. I'm gonna drive that. Let's go. Driving today. Yeah, I'm being delighted by this 993S. What's up, Mrs. Ryan?
Hello.
We are both in love. We have to figure out a way how to buy this car. Boy, it's perfect, isn't it? It's her favorite one ever, and it's the car that got me into all these cars. Yeah, it's a perfect hybrid. All right. There's Jose at the end. Speaking of Jack Scientific. Oh gosh, what do you think, Mrs. Ryan?
That was a really fun day. I forgot how much I liked that car.
Me too. That's what I was. Fun day, but that 993. Ooh, just hearing it in that is what gets me back to it. I'm like, remember the feel and everything.
Yeah.
So sporty, so comfortable.
It was
perfect.
pretty
Everything, right?
Looking forward to the next one with Paul Kennel.
Well, that brings us. We'll talk about it at the end of the show, but Lag is this weekend as well.
Yeah. I'll just say his name a lot, and he'll bring a nice car next time I get to see him.
That's exactly right. Mrs. Ryan, it is time to ask the question that's on everyone's mind. What is going on, Mrs. Ryan? Oh, that's later. Shit. See, I got late on my thing and I screwed up. Hang on. It's time to ask the question. No. Let's go in again. It's time to ask the question that's on everyone's mind. What's going on, Mrs. Ryan?
Love being a nerd. Did you know, this was new to me and I might be way late to the party, but Waze has its own ride sharing app also?
No.
Okay.
I didn't know that. I mean, we don't do any of that stuff. So
I know
weird.
we don't, but I hadn't heard about it.
No,
and
me
I
neither.
feel like it's by design. From what this article sounds like, they're not going after the, let's make a living doing driving extra, blah, blah, blah. It's owned by Google, I guess, Waze is.
Okay. Yeah,
and
Google Waze. I think I remember that.
Yeah. So building community seems to be the theme that they're going with. And so this Waze ride sharing thing is more like if you're on your way to work and you have an extra spot in your car and you know someone that could use a ride to work, they can
It's a helping thing. A carpool thing almost. Carpool app.
Social, but comfortable, and you go to a designated spot and pick people up and they pay $1 or whatever.
I need more information, but it sounds like a neat thing. It sounds like a very neat thing.
It sounds awesome. I didn't go too deep because I wasn't sure how new it was, but...
But when you do, let's talk more about it.
Sure thing. Okay. Did you have a newt when you were a kid, or was that
No,
just my family?
I didn't have any. No, I didn't have any pets. I always wanted a cat. I had to get old enough to get my own. Sort of. Anyway. No, we never had a newt when I was a kid.
Okay, well.
Although it reminds me of the Letterman's joke. When I was a kid, I was pretty good. No, a newt is refresh my memory. It's a little like a little lizard, right? A little
salamander.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those things we had when I was little, and
the hump of a camel is that joke. Did you ever have the hump of a camel?
That's the Letterman joke.
Yeah.
Okay,
Speed
salamanders can regenerate limbs and things and parts.
I
of their
remember
body.
that as a kid too. Yeah, I mean, if not that encourage this, but, like it wouldn't happen before your eyes, but theoretically, if they lost their tail or a leg or something like that, they'd regrow it.
Things grow back, and so finally, is it's
a reptilian thing in general, or
no,
not all the species?
Not all of them, and they have a certain kind of molecule in them. So studies are finally being done, but it turns out humans have that molecule too, also, and it's cartilage in our joints, and it's in there.
Oh
so,
gosh, mine's all gone then.
Yes,
because I'm falling apart in the cartilage arena.
Totally, but this study is showing how it can be regrown, and humans can do it in their cartilage and their joints.
Oh, I see.
So
that's the area we could regrow.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. So is theoretically, do you have to eat something, or is it like the OA where you do a bunch of?
I think it's more like the OA, honestly.
Really?
Yes.
Well, I could believe this if it's like, hey, do yoga and you're stretching and you're doing all these things that are healthy for your movement.
I'm going to go with it's not really clear. So it's really up to the reader to figure out how you want to apply this. So I apply it like everything I do with my own MS stuff,
Yes.
of like
things you know to work for yourself.
Yeah. So you can it's probably not as easy as this, but if you think about it that way, it might help you do that. I fixed my legs this morning.
Please forward me that article, because you know
well.
that I have belief in this arena.
Yeah.
A lot of it.
I'll send it to you. I found it fascinating.
Yeah, it's very cool. I think medicine in general, we're waking up on the whole medicine thing. So some areas have been a sham for a long time, and some areas, I think are coming to light that it used to be until, that's just hogwash, witchcraft, whatever the heck. And it's kind of like, no, actually, that can help a lot of people.
Yeah.
If they want it.
Thinking differently, man.
Good for you.
Holiday. Okay, so Reese's apparently right. Reese's has a mystery bag this year of 3 holiday items.
Halloween, Christmas, or Valentine's Day? What would
no,
Reese's
it's all
be selling?
Christmas things.
We're already. It's not even. This is October. We're talking about Christmas already. Okie doke. Let's hit it.
For the first time in apparently 20 years, they're launching new shapes. Now, I personally think this is
of what? Reese's new shapes of what? Peanut butter cups?
Reese's peanut butter cups.
I call hogwash. I've seen all different shapes over the years.
I do also, and so I am going to go on a limb and say this is they're putting it up front and being like, it's a mystery item. Guess what it looks like? Figure it out, because they had all
Hang on, Mrs. Ryan. I'm getting a call here to Be My Eyes, and we're doing it live on the show.
Great.
So I'm going to need you to be quiet. Everybody else, please be quiet. Oh, another volunteer has answered the call. Thank you for being prepared. It means a lot. Remember, your phone is open for calls as long as you're logged in. We hope you'll get the next one. All right, well, that's good. Somebody got their phone answered. Once again, this is the Be My Eyes app. We get nothing from them. There's no advertisement here. I love doing good where I can when it doesn't cost me anything. It doesn't even cost me my energy. So I'm sorry to interrupt the news.
No.
Mrs. Ryan, back to what's going on?
It wasn't important. It was about Hershey's Reese's peanut butter for holidays. So we're going to do that.
But it's a mystery bag, and we don't know what shape it's going to be.
It's 3, and there's an ornament, whatever. It says mystery, so you have to figure it out. Go to
All right, fair enough.
But the last one,
but who doesn't love a good Reese's peanut butter cup? I mean,
that's the thing.
You got chocolate in my
Ultimately,
peanut butter.
win.
You got your peanut butter on my chocolate. The whole thing.
You win no matter what. Yeah. So I'm on board. But cause it's
nobody remembers the commercial I just quoted. I guarantee it. It's from 40 years ago.
I do, though.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Oh, good for you.
I like it a lot. But lastly, this is what I didn't get to yesterday.
Okay.
Bob Ross.
Love Bob Ross.
The painter guy that you like.
Yeah.
And a lot of people.
Isn't that maybe in your world? I mean, yeah, Bob Ross.
The Joy of Painting was his thing. There's an art exhibit in Virginia,
Mm-hmm.
apparently near where I lived. Did you know that?
No, but you did a story saying it was coming, and then we talked about Mike Kaz, the brother of Kaz, being a big Bob Ross fan, and he, I think, may actually be organizing a trip of him and some friends to go see it.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. The brother of the Uncle Mike,
East
but
Coast
he's
Feed.
East Coast Feed, yeah.
Well, I hope
Part
he's
of
going.
Danbury Chive.
I hope he's going soon because this exhibit specifically is only until Tuesday. It's 24 of his paintings out. So
Of his actual paintings, and he's been dead for, gosh, at least 20 years, right?
yeah, 20. So
pretty cool.
Super neat. That's his headquarters.
He was just a good like human being. I think if I recall, he was a Vietnam War vet and had seen some shit, and I think came back and just started spreading love. Maybe he always did. I don't know. Maybe he was always kind of a hippie guy.
I don't
But just
know.
a wonderful, calm night. His stuff's on Netflix. If you have no idea who we're talking about, I can't believe that's the case. But Bob Ross was a painter guy, and he's got a big afro thing, and he paints with Van Dyke Brown on a thing, and it's really fun.
So if
Whenever
some
he'd
of-
clean his brush out, he'd beat the devil out of it. He's so funny. Yeah, he's a funny guy.
Well, he's featured at the Smithsonian also, and
Awesome.
now this exhibit in Fairfax.
All right, Mrs. Ryan. And that's been What's Going On? Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, my goodness gracious.
Oh, my.
Mrs. Ryan, one last thing I'm going to break it in just because we talked about it yesterday and there's not actually anything new. But it's worth saying again. Let us talk about. Oh shoot! I have a whole thing and I didn't do it. Anyway, so and then that brings us to Dave Watch 2019. Oh, geez. Call us the prepared show here. I can't wait to do all this stuff down at Porsche PEC.
I know.
All right, Mrs. Ryan, today is October, oh gosh, look at that, everything gets dark. October 10th, 10-10, 10-10 wins if you're an East Coaster. Knock that off. We're going to make an X on there to denote that Dave Letterman is not sitting in that chair. However, if you were paying attention to the program yesterday, or if you've been listening to us at all for the last few days, we are very excited to announce that we have gotten to David Letterman. We've gotten through all of his people. We've gotten through his one main guy, actually. Mrs. Ryan had a fantastic conversation with, and the guy is on board. He thinks what we have here is a great story, and I know that a lot of the details of that conversation will come out later in time, maybe. But the gist of it is he is taking it to Dave, or took it to Dave already, probably at this point, I would imagine. And it's up to David Letterman. And I'm less worried about that. And forgive me, Dave, I'm not trying to be pompous about it. I can't wait to do it because I didn't have the guts to do it when I had the opportunity last time. So I think that it's going to be pretty good television.
I think so, too.
So I'm a little giddy. And then, of course, we've got the Porsche PEC thing happening in November. We will be doing this show and the entire late night play set. That's right. Get to the wide shot there. From the PEC. Mrs. Wright, is that it?
I think that's all.
All right. We've gone on and on and on. It is time to take a break and get our guest Amy Shackleford in here. Amy Shackleford, Petrolgirl from the Instagram and all of the social media stuff, will be in here to talk about cars and life. And I think probably most of the things, Mrs. Ryan.
Most of the
I
things.
found out already we have a little more in common than I thought we did. So, a lot of things. All right, more to come right after this.
Always.
All right, well, with that, thanks for saying we're cool.
Just calling it how I see it.
Awesome. Well, Mrs. Ryan, that is it. We are sitting here with Amy Shackleford. Hello there, Petrolgirl.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here. Yeah, make yourself comfortable. Put that wherever you want. You get comfortable and bring the mic to you.
Moves around.
Perfect.
We want people to be comfortable here. How's it going?
It's a comfortable chair. Great. Thank you.
Do you know the story behind the chairs?
I don't know the story.
This is Letterman's desk and chairs.
Oh, I thought I heard you talking about that earlier, so I was going to inquire on that.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
really
So
cool.
that's the reason for such a
I did used to watch his show a lot when I was younger with my dad.
Really, even being a native West Coaster.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
my
back
goodness.
then it wasn't so political and touchy and all that stuff. You just
Are we
watch
talking like the
people-
Johnny Carson days, or when it was Dave and
Wait,
Jay?
I'm really aging myself right now.
Well, I'm into that
I'm
stuff.
not going to lie. Yes. Okay. So when I was very little, at 5 years old, I did watch Johnny Carson at my grandparents' house because they let me stay up late to watch it.
Yeah.
So
That's
yes,
always
and then
the
David
thing,
Letterman
yeah.
came around, and yes, we used to watch David Letterman and Johnny Carson,
Gosh.
and then Jay.
Nice.
And those are fond memories, I'm assuming, because anything I link to my grandparents all of a sudden is painted with like nostalgia.
Yeah.
Oh, totally.
Love.
Frank Sinatra, Johnny Carson, all that fun stuff. Yeah.
So you grew up with the greats too, because these are the guys. I mean, people are like, well, are you competing with like Matt Farah or Spike Ferriston? I was like, what? Like competing with Jack Parr and Steve dead guys. It's not even the same ballpark. Well, that's cool then. You have that base of appreciation then.
Oh, I love Frank Sinatra because I grew up listening to him at the holidays, Christmas parties. Most of my family's Italian, so that's all we listen to.
Are you Italian?
Most of my family's Italian. My grandmother went and married a Englishman and ruined everything. Just kidding.
Killed the lineage.
So his last name is Shackleford. Yeah, and the rest of my families are Pugliese, Famighettis.
Oh yeah, okay.
Like
that's
all
now
these
in the family.
names. Yeah, but my grandma married the white boy, and
That's so funny.
So I have to explain every time. They're like, "You're not Italian. Your last name's Shackleford." I'm like, "Wait, let me explain everything before
well, then
you
I have
assume."
to go ahead and ask then. Are you not probably blonde then, really?
Well,
Is that a thing?
I'm
Sorry.
not blonde. Most blondes are not blonde, to be honest with you.
Here's the thing.
What is it,
Most
like
guys are
90% of
idiots.
blondes are not blonde?
I don't even.
heard that.
Most
Yeah.
guys are like,
It's a lot of work.
who would know?
I stay blonde because it gets, I can use it for an excuse if I do something dumb. It works. It really works. So I'm not going brunette for a while. But yeah, I am Italian, but
I
not
did
full-blooded
not know.
Italian. So
Okay.
I grew up with, all
So there's a
the-
little New Yorker in there, just by.
There is.
from-
But my family came from Aviano in southern Italy straight to San Pedro as fishermen.
Whoa.
I'm fourth generation in San Pedro, California. My son is fifth generation. So
That's amazing.
no East Coast except for when they came over. I'm sorry, they came over on the boat, the infamous boat back then.
But to the East Coast,
yeah,
right?
to
I
the
mean,
East Coast,
to
but they
Ellis
came
Island
straight
and the
here.
whole thing?
Yeah. But I guess my great whatever it is back then, she was with her parents, and her parents got sent back because they do some tests where you have to like see really good and hear really good, and her
Oh, they don't
parents
want-
had to go back on the boat, and so she went with
'Cause
somebody
their, like,
else's.
DNA wasn't good enough to.
I don't know.
qualify?
I was just told that like you had they
flight
did a
school.
test, like you had to
or being a cop
see
or
or
something.
spell something they had to do, and the parents didn't pass. They sent them back, and she went with some random other couple.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I have
Wow.
like the certificate that they got on
And
off the boat and everything.
And started a new life in the new world with new
Yeah.
people. Like boom.
Yeah,
That's
she
it.
went with a family over here and lived in San Pedro, California.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing,
Pretty
Amy
That's a
Shackleford.
crazy story.
It is.
So that's where you come from. All right. What were you into when you were younger?
So a little bit more about my family. My uncles, the Famighetti brothers, my great uncles, excuse me, they built sprint midget race cars. So they
this
raced
is-
at Ascot, the track. They built the race cars for Parnelli Jones and a few other race car drivers.
this
So
stuff's
that's kind of
already
where
in
my
your
blood came from.
Petrol,
Yeah.
Petrol's in your blood. No
So
joke.
yeah, I grew up kind of listening to the stories. They, built the race cars. My grandma, women didn't work on cars back
No.
then, but she did. So she'd be in
Awesome.
the garage and learn how to work on the cars, and she would have to sneak to the track in men's clothing so she could go work on the cars, because I guess women weren't allowed to work on cars
It's
back
almost
then.
like the old NASA, the Hidden Figures
Totally.
story.
Yeah.
of
Did she
women
like
behind
it?
Wow.
Like, did she like that work?
Oh yeah, she just did it
Has
for
that story
fun.
ever been told? Like the untold women in racing?
I've-
You know what I mean?
I've-
Because that's a pretty neat.
Yeah,
I would,
it's pretty
I
cool.
would do that movie.
It is like it always inspired me when I was younger to see my grandma, even when she was like in her 60s in the garage underneath the car.
But I didn't know anything
Doing
about
stuff.
that. I mean, I remember
Yeah,
like
I know,
Shirley
like
Muldowney in the
Yep.
70s and 80s when she was making a name in drag races, and there was somebody, and then Danica Patrick later. But like this is way back,
Yeah, this is
and
way
they were
back.
making it happen.
That's why you didn't hear about it, because you didn't talk about it back then.
That's so cool.
I
to
have
me.
pictures of her like
You
out of the
do?
track. Yeah, it's on my Facebook page. I have all these pictures that we found of them working on cars and in the garage and at the track. So I had
Gosh, that must
put
be
a whole
awesome.
album together so I can
So
say,
neat.
hey. But in all fairness, I never really got into racing or anything. That's never been my thing. I just really loved cars, and mostly exotic and luxury cars, which my dad did that to me. We'd drive around and he'd be like, what is that? What is that? And I learned all the exotic cars that way.
Really?
So
He tested you. Did
He
he know about them? Obviously,
Yeah.
he did.
yeah, Yeah, he kind of got me obsessed with the car stuff.
Did he have fancy cars like that were
no,
flashy?
not fancy. I mean, we had, again, the Italian reference. We had 3 bigger Cadillacs in the family that we kept really well. And as
You're
he got
describing
older,
all my family and relatives back east. It's very funny.
for some reason, everybody in my family had Cadillacs.
That's the Italian
making
car.
a
Yes, of
stereotypical
course.
situation here. But he had a 328i, I think, in the early 90s, and a couple of other cars. Now he has, a Jaguar XJ6, which he loves.
But he was into cars enough that he was testing you because he wanted you to have that knowledge for some reason.
Yeah.
Maybe he wanted somebody to talk to.
He got me addicted. It's my drug.
So what happened then? So he got you into it.
Yeah,
and
he
then...
got me into it, and then again, I don't want to blow my whole life story out here, but
love origin
I
stories.
liked
We'll listen
cars.
as much as you want.
I never did anything with it. I got married when I was 19.
Oh.
Yeah.
To a race driver? I'm just kidding.
No, somebody had nothing
kidding.
to do with cars, actually. I was a coworker. He was Pakistani, so I was kind of fascinated with the whole culture and stuff. And
Sure.
Anyways, we got married. I had a kid when I was, how old was I? 21, 22. And unfortunately, when I was 24, my husband passed away of a heart attack at work. So totally unexpected.
Oh, my
He was
goodness.
32. Totally unexpected, kind of changed my whole life. So I was not really working much, just being a
Everything
mom
starts
and
over,
everything.
right? The
And
whole
then-
clock starts
Yeah,
over.
I had to change my whole life. I got 3 jobs. I refused to go on welfare, get any help from the government. I'm like, I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
So I got 3 jobs and supported my son. And my son also has a super rare disorder called fibular hemimelia. It's where all your
I'm glad
chromosomes.
you're talking about this.
Yeah.
This is a struggle because we were talking before the show. It's difficult to live in this life these days anyway, but when you have to deal with the struggle on top
It's
of
very
it,
tough.
It's taxing.
It's very tough.
What are you dealing with?
So my son had his first surgery when he was a year and a
Let's
half.
say it again. What was the affliction?
Fibular hemimelia. I hope I'm saying that right.
Okay.
It's pretty rare. It's where your chromosomes don't connect properly.
Whoa.
And it either happens in all 4 limbs, or 2 or 3, or for him it was just his right leg. So what happens is he has no fibula bone, excuse me.
Like born
And
without
his-
it?
Yeah.
Wow.
His tibia and all the rest of the bones in his leg are half the size of the other leg. So the first surgery he had, because his foot was completely backwards and half the size of the other one, is we had his foot
Undeveloped. too, I would
amputated
imagine.
off at 1.5, And this was 3 months after my husband passed away.
Oh,
so
God, the stuff you were
it was
dealing
like
Amy,
crazy. Yeah, but you
with.
just...
You
This
just
is great.
deal. but-
Yeah, I mean,
It was so long ago.
understand why you
I don't
don't.
have a problem talking about. No, it's been a long time ago, and I need to talk about it more just to help other people that are single moms. I was a single mom dealing with all this crap at the same time. So, yeah, he had his foot amputated off, and then
because that was that was the right thing to do.
his father and I had already decided we wanted to do this before, so we went forward. The contraptions they were making for his leg with his foot on, I'm like, no, this isn't going to work. So he's 19 now. He's had 18 surgeries.
Oh my God.
Thank you, Shriners Hospital of Los Angeles, they paid for everything. I never paid a dime. So I try and do things now to help them out.
I'm sure you
with
do.
With donations and stuff to make up for it. But yeah,
That's
it's
awesome.
definitely a different world for people who have a disability, and people don't get that.
Mm-hmm.
I was just talking about this. He got a car, and he has a right leg prosthesis. We called the DMV. They're like, oh, he's fine. He can drive the car. Don't worry about it.
Without hand controls.
Without hand controls
Right.
or foot pedal replacement.
Mm-hmm.
So, he's trying to drive. He's like, Mom, I can't feel I can't feel the pedal because I don't have a foot. I'm like, you're fine. They said you're okay. It comes to find out it's illegal.
Oh my goodness.
And we had to have him certified training by a handicap instructor.
This makes more sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the
Don't you think?
insurance company
Yeah.
didn't know either. So it was kind of
But
surprising.
that's weird.
Another thing is it's very expensive. So I'm wondering now, what do families do who don't have money, who need to adjust their car? It costs us $2,000 to add the left pedal onto the car for electric. He pushes a button and then the pedal changes, so he's
Right.
using his left foot.
That's what you ended up doing. Okay.
Yeah, it cost $1,900 to install that, and his special driving lessons were $2,500. So I'm like, God, I can't imagine, people that are struggling,
Right.
that are disabled, they don't have the money to do that.
Yeah, just because that's not an option.
People don't think about things like that. So been thinking about starting some type of a foundation to raise money to help support people who need to purchase those products for their cars.
You've got a fantastic following. I love that you're even thinking about, using a little bit for some good. I think that's awesome.
I think it's important for the car community really needs to do that. It's there to do. That's why I do a lot of stuff with the Purist Group.
Yes.
Sean Lee, who I've been friends with for 13 years. They do a lot of events that are charity based. And I really appreciate him very much. He's been a very good friend to me, and anything he does, I help.
His white Speedster is in the PEC last week.
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
That's right.
Cool.
And he was on a Honda motorcycle commercial.
Was he?
A couple weeks ago, too, yeah.
Oh, that's so fun. And Adrian, who we... oh, no, never mind. Forget it. Forget it. I was confused. It's so funny. Okay, but then... So when I sort of found you, you were doing the rallies.
Yes.
And how did this girl who grew up liking cars and dealing with a tremendous amount of life shit...
good choice of words.
I
like that. I'm going to use that.
Ours blew up and we rebuilt it into whatever you see today. So the fact that somebody else did that and you did what we see today, it's very impressive to me. So I'm kind of curious about that transition.
Sure.
How the hell did it all happen?
So what I did, I'll go back really quickly. I had 3 jobs. I was waitressing, I was doing bookkeeping in a gas station, and I was a receptionist for Hennessy's Tavern. I don't know. Well, they have 20.
Right?
They have 20 restaurants. Their corporate headquarters was in Redondo Beach. So I just worked hard there and kept getting promoted to a level. I became their human resources person.
No kidding.
Wow.
So I was, I think 27. Good job. But
they're all down the South Bay, right?
Yeah.
There's like Manhattan Beach.
Yeah,
they're all
there's one
around.
in Vegas, but other than that, they're all over Orange County. County too.
Okay.
And San Diego, actually. I loved working there. The bar was like right down the street from our...
They're all like Irish tavern drinking rooms, right? Yeah. Really fun. Yeah.
Good times.
We don't drink anymore, but man, we used to close places like that down.
Yes.
It sounds great.
Yeah.
It was a great job, but I started going to car shows. I just decided I want to go to car shows. I joined 2 forums, Ferrari Chat and luxury4play.com. And luxury foreplay, it's not porn, it's cars.
To
explain that to everybody. It's a website about luxury cars, exotic cars, watches, that whole lifestyle. And who doesn't want a piece of that lifestyle?
Sure.
So I joined it, and the owners asked if I wanted to help them bring sales to the website, advertisers, sponsors. And I said, why not? So I took that on.
Start selling ads for the basic.
Yeah.
Is that, okay.
Yeah. So I'd get HRE to buy an ad spot on there, and they'd become an official sponsor of the website.
Sure.
Anyways,
did you already have all those contacts when you were doing that, or did you you use this job to then reach out and make them?
Yeah. So
again, you're so smart.
For I think it was about a year, I had just 2 jobs, the human resources full time in that. And then I finally I saved like 30 grand up, and I said, you know what? I can't do this anymore. I want to go do something I love. So I quit my job. And at that time, the owners of Luxury 4Play also started Gold Rush Rally, which is a car rally that goes across the country. That was in 2009, and asked me to be a part of it too. So I'm like, okay. So that's kind of where it all started.
One?
Yeah.
So that's probably about the same time then.
Yeah.
So it all dovetailed into that. And
is Gold Rush Rally essentially like a cannonball run type of thing?
Kind of. It's a little. So one of the original owners did another rally, which he had a great time.
The original owners
yeah.
Okay.
So he did Gumball 3000, which I've done too, and it's a lot of fun. But he wanted to do kind of the same thing, but just for the group of friends. And focus only in the U.S., like not going out of the country. So that's the first one. There was 35 cars, and it was all of our friends and people from luxury4play.com.
Well, isn't that kind of nice? Because then you know who the crew is. And
and a lot of us had never met in person. We've all been friends on
through
the
that
forum.
website.
Yeah,
cool.
So it was really cool to meet a lot of them in person, and we had a blast. And
your own little Comic-Con.
Yeah, so he said, why don't we just make this into a business and do it every year? And add on
makes sense.
7 more days, because the first one was 3 days, and now we're up to like 10 days.
So these days, what are the points for, what's the purpose of the rallies? I've seen some that raise money, maybe they're fundraisers.
Yeah.
I grew up in Connecticut. Let's go talk about me for
Beautiful.
a second, Amy.
I love Connecticut.
Grew up in Connecticut,
there.
not far from Matt Farah, but I'm a little bit older than him, I think. And my dad actually used to take me like the night before the Cannonball Run would leave Connecticut.
That's cool.
When I was a kid, like 3-4 years old. And I remember this, and I remember the cars up on jacks and all the lights and stuff at the Goodwives Shopping Center in Darien, Connecticut. And I remember this
so
thing, and then,
cool.
of course, my dad made me watch the movies and the whole thing. It got me into Smokey and the Bandit. The rest is history, obviously. But I was always fascinated with that race because I was there when I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's always this thing, and I didn't understand what I was seeing, so it was so amazing to me, and I've never been able to replicate it since anywhere. And I'm just kind of I've always been curious about the modern day rallies. Are they interpretations of the old Cannonball Run, or is it really just a name only thing and a celebration thing, and it's sort of like everyone's got a different agenda now? And I don't care. I've just always been curious to sort of get to the bottom of it.
And the thing that's funny is, gosh, maybe 5 years ago, there was only 3 rallies. There was Gumball, us, and Bull Run, really.
It was really
now
that
there's
tiny
like
of a market?
Yeah, yes. Now
Oh,
there's
wow.
like 500 rallies.
So many, yeah.
Which I don't blame them. You
And
know,
all
the
around the
market's
world,
there.
right?
All around the world. I think some of them try to replicate Cannonball, whereas others are just creating a business, a vacation. You know, this is like a cruise ship,
That's-
but on land.
That's what we were curious
Okay.
about.
That's how I look at it. You know, I say, hey,
Okay.
this
It's
is
a
like
curated experience.
Yeah, everything's taken care of. Your hotels are paid for. Your luggage is delivered to your room.
That sounds amazing.
Lunches, dinners,
It's a cruise where you don't have to get on a
racetracks.
fucking boat.
Yes, yeah. Well, thank God for that. 'cause
Well, I
that's
mean,
fun.
in a good way. If everything's all taken care of, you just follow the line. Ants marching.
Yeah, and we have 2 racetracks. We do drag races not last year. This year we did Oklahoma. We went to Oklahoma to the Thunder Valley Raceway with the the Street Outlaws. That was fun.
Wow.
So
you'll pick up different groups along the ways depending on where you're going. Sometimes.
So what we do is there's 3 options on Gold Rush Rally because it's 10 days. You can either do the whole rally, or you do the first half or the second half. So we give you 3 options. You can't start in the middle or anything because we got to, liabilities. We got to register everybody, make them sign 200 papers, and get all their stuff.
Is it? I guess it'd have to be insured and everything else. It's a
It is
legit
insured.
business, yeah.
We start planning the rally for the next year, a year and a half before.
Good for you.
So we're already working on 2021 pretty much
That's so
right
sick.
now.
And you can't even tell people wait till you see next year.
I mean, behind the scenes,
think this is good?
it's insane. It's insane putting a rally together, especially a 10-day one. You got hotels you're dealing with. I need double beds in every room,
Yeah.
all the routes, police escorts out of every city.
So you're really like hands-on. You're involved with the orchestration of it all
Yep.
and the logistics, it sounds like. And
sponsors, everything.
How do you do it all?
Well,
That's
I
a
never
tremendous
been
amount.
diagnosed with ADD, but I'm pretty sure I have it.
But maybe more than that.
Yeah,
It's
I can't
ADD, but the ability to hyper focus in all of the areas.
Yeah, I don't know how I do it, but I could not do anything else. Like, this is all I know. I'm doing Gold Rush Rally. We have fuel runs. We have 3 of those a year.
I thought that was I thought that was like up to Rensport or whatever the heck.
Nope,
to Monterey Car
that's
Week.
the Monterey one. So next month we have the Midnight Run fuel run, which we leave Orange County at 8 o'clock and arrive in Vegas at midnight, because who wants to arrive in Vegas and drive down the strip in the daytime? That's boring.
Hot, crowded.
So yeah, no lights. That's So
Ooh, yeah.
we meet, we regroup in Vegas and drive down the strip. The next day, I have a full planned day drive for them, and then we go to SEMA Ignited. We're the special guest or whatever at SEMA Ignited.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
So is Fuel Run a division within Gold Rush
it
Rally?
is a DBA of Gold Rush
Okay,
Rally.
cool.
So you got Fuel Run Vegas. We have Miami too, and Monterey, and potentially San Francisco.
You have car friends all over the world.
I do. I like that.
That's
I like
awesome.
being able to. I'm sure you guys too have probably made some really great car friends for being on social media. It's been
Yes,
great.
but we stay here, so we don't know it.
Oh.
And then whenever we pop out,
just
to
invite
a new
them to
event
come
or
here.
Well, that's what we do. I mean, mobility is an issue for us, so we said we still want to be part of this. We have to create something where they come to us.
And who wouldn't want to come here? I mean,
That's not what I'm saying.
this is cool.
That's not what I'm
I
saying.
mean, I love this place. It's
I'm
very
fascinated
cool.
by you and what you've made for yourself, especially from essentially nothing.
Nothing,
And
yeah.
and
It's
a
pretty
tremendous
cool.
amount of turmoil before that nothing.
Yeah.
Sometimes I have to sit back and say, "Holy shit, you did okay for yourself when you could have been." I mean, I could have been homeless if I wanted to.
Yeah,
I
if you
just
chose to be.
chose to get 3 jobs and support my son and myself, and got through it. So yeah,
But amazingly though, having done that, you also don't seem like an asshole.
yeah. Well, I deal with some of those in the industry
you're
I'm
a
in.
business person, so I'm sure you probably have
shouldn't
to
say
be. But You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. I know what you mean.
You can reach a certain level and then not have to give a shit anymore.
I think if you've been through certain situations where most people haven't, I think it humbles you a little bit. You know, being at Shriners Hospital all the time throughout my son's childhood, you see a lot of things and it humbles the shit out of you.
Yeah.
You know, my son has this, and, you know, I have to tell him all the time because it's tough. You know, he has a disability and he gets upset even at 19. And I have to keep reminding him, I'm like, you have this, but this person has, you know, this. So just try and humble yourself and be thankful it wasn't worse. That's the best I could tell him. But, you know, you go to Shriners Hospital, I used to see just crazy things.
I
Like
can't
kids smiling.
To imagine.
Yeah,
I can't begin to imagine.
And it becomes normal to you because you're a part of that environment all the time. And I used to bring people with us sometimes to his appointments, and I'm not thinking like, yeah, this probably isn't a good idea. I'm like, you're going to see, you know, kids who have, you know, no legs, no arms, burned faces. And I'm like, this is normal to me, but it's not normal to the outside world.
Again.
Although they should be exposed
our
to
little
it.
island that we live on here, this little bubble that we built.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, back to you. From the rallies, we get to social media just because they go together?
Yeah, so
because you have to promote the rallies, and social media came around the same time.
Correct. No, well, actually, I started in the social media thing with Luxury Foreplay because Facebook came around, and I started the Facebook fan page for Luxury Foreplay and Instagram, and that's kind of where I got my knack for doing that, was growing those two pages up. You know, they did great.
You built them from nothing.
I built them from nothing, and I went, hey, I'm pretty good at this. Why don't I do this on the side to make extra money? So my first official company I started was Social Bolt. I don't know why I named it that.
Nothing wrong with it till you backpedaled.
Yeah, no, I don't like the name. I'm actually
still active?
It is, but it's slowly going to be closed. Yeah, well, I'm killing it because we started a bigger company. I don't just do this little bit. Now we do all these things.
Oh, so it should die. It should go away.
But that little business, you know, got me where I'm at. That business made me successful.
Well, what was the business? Were you then
social media management? That's all I was
running
doing.
Other people's
pages. Vorsteiner, BBS. You know, some really big brands.
Pages, yeah.
And you know, I've developed friendships with those people who own those companies. So that's kind of what helped me that's really what financially saved me.
Wow.
But recently, my boyfriend, Johnny Valencia, who worked at Michelin for 17 years, and my other business partner, Ramina
but not
Rami.
anymore, so we shouldn't kiss up to him for our Michelin sponsorship.
Yeah, no.
All right. Okay.
Won't work.
Back to you.
I'm blacklisted. Just kidding, Michelin.
No, we love Michelin. Love Michelin USA.
In all fairness, I'm sorry, they are the best
I'm
tire.
sorry, Amy. Just one
The
second.
best.
We
Sure.
love Michelin. We
Yes.
love Michelin USA.
I need my Michelin tires
Great
too.
tires.
Yeah.
But in all fairness, I have tested all the different tires, and I do love those tires the best. But so my other business partner, Ramin Arami, who owns Gold Rush Rally and Luxury Foreplay, he's the one who kind of brought me in. We decided to start a marketing agency, and we named it Gear One Agency, and we do everything.
Much better name.
I know.
Look
I
at
agree.
you.
Well, he does branding, and that he chose the name. Branding's not my thing.
I just think it's great. Fifth gear, top gear, no, gear one. You know what I mean?
And it's one word too.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
That makes it cooler.
Making a statement. One word, two fonts. Rocket.
Yes, that's exactly what we did too.
That's what you do.
But it's great though. I mean, there's 3 different people who have bring 3 different, experiences to the table to form a company. Now we have 3 employees. It hasn't even been a year yet. We have already 10 clients. We've gotten to work with some really cool people.
So you're doing the same things that you did with,
yes,
but
way
so
more. Now we're
because you
doing
have
websites.
Other partners, and it's just larger scale.
Wow.
Larger scale. We're building websites. We're managing events. We're doing influencer consulting. We're doing all kinds of stuff now.
We went to the Zuffenhausen event.
Yes.
Which you guys ran the social for. Or
We
you
did the
ran
social media. Yeah, we Gear One Agency did the social media before, during, and still doing their social media for that event, and it ended up a great event.
Yeah.
You know, we invited Matt Farah and Johnny Lieberman to come.
Saw them both. They were definitely
yeah,
both
and
there.
Busy Moda was there, and all the cool kids in the Porsche world were there. But that event, I love that event because it's not about who's cool or who's in the clique. It was for everybody though.
Yeah, it's
it was
not
about the
cleanest
cars.
Car or,
I love his theme: the cars, the people, the place. So I think it went over really well, having air cooled and water cooled together instead of separate.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah, and it was it's a cool venue too.
Great location.
Yeah, for
Got
pictures.
The freaking paseo of the whole. Was it the I guess the city hall,
And
right?
The city
Pasadena
hall,
City
yeah,
Hall.
it was a great
It's so
backdrop.
pretty.
Oh,
Doing an
gorgeous.
event and having a great backdrop helps your social media because all of a sudden you have 10,000 pictures you're tagged in because you have a cool backdrop. So
Well,
good spot.
Gosh, this is what you do for a living, so I don't want to ask too much because it's like it's asking someone their trade. But
I
this
won't
is-
tell you my secrets. Don't worry.
This is literally what we have coming up is the type of thing that we would hire somebody like a Gear One to do work with us because we have this opportunity to do this show at the PEC for a week during their anniversary.
Great.
So we're going to be bringing the set and everything, and they're building a stage and the whole bit right in the gallery at PEC. And it's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh,
but it's
yeah.
a whole new thing for us.
10
and
minutes
it's
from
like-
my house.
Well, hopefully you'll be there. Come back on the show. I mean, that's what
Of
it's
course.
all for. So you know what I mean? To do like, we're coming out, bringing this to you. It's the road show. It's the type of thing that we probably, in my mind, I'm just like, oh no, people know. I'm an idiot. I'm
Yeah.
like, people know.
Yeah.
I told them, they know. I said it twice.
Social media is important now, it helps get the word out there. You tell the right people, you invite specific, special guests to come. You say, hey, can you talk about this on your channels? Let everybody know you're coming, and it just spreads like a wildfire.
Yeah, and you have the relationships to ask to make those requests. I mean,
Yeah,
you know,
I'm
if-
thankful for the relationships I've developed over the past almost 15 years, and I've done a lot of favors, and they've done a lot of favors for me. So favors are good in this community if you help each other out.
Yeah.
Are you? What's your favorite car? Do you have a favorite car? It's probably impossible for you.
I can't pick one. So let me
Well,
tell
you
you.
ha- hang on, you
let me
have
tell you
an-
what cars I have, and this will
there
tell you
you
how
go.
crazy
Perfect.
of why I can't pick one car. So I have my 2012 Audi R8.
That's what I was going to say.
Okay, I have
It's the only one I
my
know.
the Corolla hatchback, the 2019, which we bought that because we wanted to do a JDM project. So we have literally JDM'd out this Corolla
What's
hatchback.
JDM? I don't even know.
Like Japanese.
Imported.
Yeah, it has an imported
When I was
back
a kid, there was a
in the
there was a
90s.
term we used to
Remember?
yes, but we used to call it rice burners.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's what my car is. I'm proud of it.
No, I have
don't
no
care.
issues with it. I just was thinking to myself, I can't say that
The
anymore. and here I am.
nomenclature
Yeah,
is
no.
now an issue.
Everything's
Right, yeah.
PC, except for when you get a big group of your friends that are every single different culture. Then you can all just talk crap together.
Yeah,
and make
that's
all the
true.
other people in the restaurant uncomfortable.
Then
we do
you're
it all
living
the time.
in South Park and everything's
Yeah,
fine.
my boyfriend's Colombian. My business partner's Persian. It's like we get together and eat it at a restaurant, and just sometimes
Good
I'm
luck.
like, holy shit, you guys, stop! You can't talk like this. Not everybody's comfortable with these words.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And yeah, it was an episode of
Boundaries.
South Park.
We're in public.
Yeah, no, you definitely can't do that.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Well, what's?
Oh wait, my cars. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Okay, so I got the Corolla hatchback. That's JDM'd out with Tom's Racing products.
JDM.
Then we have the C63S Mercedes.
Oh, that's a beast, huh?
Yeah, it's very loud. it's
Just
very
makes so
fast
much
and very
makes all the
loud.
right noises.
I know. Johnny mostly drives that one, but I drive it sometimes. Then he has a 1999 Astoria Blue M3 that he tracks.
Oh boy, do I love that car.
And we
said
just
99?
bought, 1999. It's so nice. He keeps it so nice, and it's a track car, and it's
It's
still
the
super nice.
last of the E36, right? Last year, I think.
he loves that car.
God, what a great car.
Yeah,
It's a 2-door or 4-door?
it's a 2-door.
Oh God, it's just the greatest car.
It's
Love
funny.
that
It has white interior too, and he has a roll cage in the back, and nobody can get in the back to clean the back out. So we have to when his son.
Oh,
was
because the Astoria Blue often did come with that almost
Yeah.
bone white interior.
I remember he told me a story one time. I think he said he dropped something back there or something, and had his kid that's 7 crawl underneath there and get the thing
Because
out of
it's
the
all
car because he's the only
cage
one
and-
that could fit in there.
And everything's hard
I'm like,
mounted.
you better never drop anything back there. You're
It's
gonna
not like
be.
you can put the seat back up and
You
crawl
can't. Yeah,
back.
it's like it's all locked in. So and then
Oh my gosh.
the last thing we have is a 2002 special edition Mazda Miata stock we bought for me to learn how to
that's
work on
cool.
cars because I don't fully know how to work on cars, and then we're gonna track it.
So you're going to learn to gear too? To wrench a little bit?
Yeah, so I already have. We've done about 6 different things, including I changed the fuel filter, and
oh, wow.
I just
So you're really in there.
yeah, I just changed my brake pads and my rotors, and holy shit, was that hard.
Wow.
Oh, I thought that would be one of the easier ones.
No,
It'll
well,
be easier
they've
now that
never
you've
been
done it.
changed before. So the rotors were seized.
Oh my gosh, I
It
see.
took a long time, and the front calipers and the back calipers came off different ways.
Oh wow.
And yeah, it was YouTube was our best friend that night. YouTube and
That's
vodka.
the best though. Anybody can work on their car if they've
Yeah.
got an iPad with YouTube.
But
Just
it was
sit down
it was
there.
an experience on seizing those rotors. Wow.
Well, good for you that you're
Yeah.
doing it.
Yeah,
And then that's a
that's
really
pretty
fun car
rad.
to drive.
It is. I
Afterwards.
really
I mean,
like
it's
that
not
car
power
a lot.
and it's not fancy, but man, driving it up at the
The
crest.
Miata?
Yeah, because it just rotates. It just
Yep.
you
I've
can,
heard
at
that
any
so
time.
much
There's
recently.
no
and I
power.
had
You can do
such
anything to
a
it. Put it
different
anywhere on the
opinion.
road you want to go.
I love that car. And you know what? A lot of exotic car owners I know have one of those in the garage too, just for fun.
I've heard that.
I
and
just saw my friend, his Instagram's Alpha Lux. He posted, he has crazy car collection.
Driving that car can help make you a better driver.
Correct.
Driving a new fancy,
Yep.
fucking nannied up, fastest thing on the road
That
is not
makes
going to help
sense.
you do dick, but go fast.
It's how we learn to drive, like on
you
snow.
need
It
you need
makes
to be
it
able to
better.
lose it, find it, lose
Yep.
it, find
And it's
it.
also a great track car. You know, I don't want to buy a BMW or a Porsche for my first track car.
No, go
because I'm
beat
going to
this
screw
up.
it up. So yeah, that's why we bought it
beat
too.
it up, rebuild it, beat it up, rebuild it. I love that. Especially, I associate you with such fancy, shiny things. To
Yeah.
imagine you wrenching on a 2002 Miata
I've
makes
changed.
me so happy.
Yeah, my palette has changed a lot over the past couple years with the
How so?
collection we have.
I
I
mean,
love exotic cars, but I want to explore other cars. I want to own other cars and try out other cars. I mean, this Corolla hatchback, we've met a whole new community of people that I wasn't involved with before. There's like this crazy Corolla hatchback like online presence.
Seriously.
And
There's something for everybody, right?
It's crazy, yeah.
You find something.
There's something
there's a
for
message
everybody.
board for
and
it.
it's nice to kind of broaden my horizons in the car world instead of just luxury and exotic cars.
Good for you. And
Yeah,
that
it's
you're
been
actually
fun.
balancing your own collection out a little with it.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
cool.
But now we got to stop because there's no more room. I mean, my dad has 2 cars and my son has a car. They live with me. So we've got 7 cars at the house and 2 more in storage. And we're terrible. We're like, look
And
at
San
this car
Pedro,
for
as
sale.
As I recall, everything's kind of on top of each other.
We are, yeah. And we're like 2 blocks from the ocean, but we're
I was
on a
going to
hill.
say you're on the bluff looking
Yeah.
out. Yeah.
Yeah. So not a lot of space left.
Street parking.
Yeah.
That's
Oh.
a riot.
Yeah.
But what it sounds like you got the world by the balls and you're starting so many new things always at all times. I hate to sound so trite, but like what's next for you? Where are you going to go with this? Where are you taking it? What do you want to do?
Well, so our company is still fairly new. Gear One Agency is still a really new company.
Okay.
So
your focus
I
is
want to grow that and slowly phase out the company I had before just by myself and just grow that company and work. You know, I work from home too. I love working from home. Our other business partners in San Francisco, you know, we do all this because we love cars, not just to make money. So
Right.
I'm looking forward to getting some new clients, you know, and helping their business grow. We have some really fun clients right now. Modfine is one of them. It's an app, and it's actually our friend's company. And I don't know why nobody ever thought of this before. It's an app where you list all your used car parts or new.
This is ridiculous.
And-
The moment you said it, I was like, cha-ching.
Duh.
How many
Yeah.
of us have closets and closets in the garage full of stuff we took off this car or
It's
that car or
crazy.
3 cars ago that we don't even have anymore?
I've already
hear it.
bought stuff off I've already bought
Really?
stuff off
So it's
the
already
app.
up.
It's already
active.
up. It's already live. There's all kinds of crazy parts on
Say
there.
it again, Mod.
Modfine, MODFIND. But then we came up with the idea of getting vendors on there too, because you know how many shops have like piles of
Old
car parts.
Old inventory.
So now we've got
Last
like
year's hot thing.
it's going to be a big app, and again, it's our friend too. So of course, you kind of work a little extra harder and want to see it be successful and things like that. We love doing. We helped with Fuel Fest, Cody Walker's event. That was awesome. Although
Okay.
it poured rain the whole time.
I don't know Fuel Fest. What's that? one?
Fuel Fest was created by Cody Walker, and he has a couple other business partners.
Where is it though?
It was in Anaheim at the Angel Stadium last
So it's a big thing.
March. They just had one in UK though too. They did it in UK, and Tyrese was involved with that one.
That's
From the
what I
Fast and
read
Furious.
about that.
It's
Okay.
Fast and Furious, you know, it's got a little bit to do with it. But what's cool is when we did the event here, we had 3 different elements. We had art involved. We had a girl doing the speed painting. She's like the fastest speed painter in the world. And
Speed
she's
painter?
ridiculously hot. So
Hang on, we've
shouldn't
got-
matter, but
Hang on, we should have
does.
an event with painting
Jessica Haas is her name. Yeah, it's really cool. She'll come in like this like latex outfit and with blonde hair, and like she's really good, you know.
But how big? A wall size
Huge,
canvas?
like bigger than this room. Yeah.
Bigger than this room?
Yeah.
No way.
Like 5 of those together. Like 5 of those
Really?
behind you
Wow.
together.
So a full mural.
Yeah.
And what is
She'll do it
speed
live.
painting, like an hour?
She's like, it's like an hour and a half. She's like throwing, I don't know
so
how she does it.
during the course of an event, she could make a mural.
Yeah, and she does. I mean, she made an incredible one there.
That's
and then they have a
amazing.
band. They have music at the same time. So you got art, music, and then you have a moving element at the show. So it's not just static cars. They had autocross. So they had a car show. They had autocross, music, and art all at the same time.
Wow.
It was
Sounds
pretty
pretty
cool.
cool.
Minus the
Sounds like
pouring
a mini
rain.
festival.
It is, yeah. And they basically took
Like
that
a mini
concept
Forza Horizon, you know,
Yeah.
Speed
Yeah.
Wars, whatever, Speed
and we
Zone,
had a
whatever that
couple
was.
of the original cars from Fast and Furious, so that was kind of cool.
Was that big for you at all, that movie? Or those movies?
So
Because I'm trying
I
to think
wasn't
of
obsessed
time-wise.
with it. I did, I mean, I watched a
kinda
couple
young.
of them. I met Paul through Sean Lee.
Oh, okay.
So I was actually there the day that tragedy happened because we were doing a charity event called Winter Drive, which Sean Lee has it every year now.
Yeah.
Which I'm glad that he decided to carry that
Keep it
legacy
going.
on and keep it going. But so I knew Paul more on a personal level through Sean. I didn't know him because of those movies. I have watched them, just not like
Yeah.
most of the car guys.
No, there
can-
was no wrong
Can
answer.
talk
I was
about
just
it line
curious.
through line. I'm like, Jesus, like I love my boyfriend, but he knows like a lot of the quotes in the movie, and I'm like, wow. I'm always feel left out
You
when him
really
and his
like
friends
that
are talking
movie.
about the quotes in the movie. I don't remember.
I'm just curious because I felt like that movie really I mean, I moved out here in 99 and that movie came out in like 2000, 2001, something like that. So it was all kind of around the same time. And then I saw things change after the movie. You know what I mean? Like what was out on the street,
Yep.
I saw the
Oh,
interest
totally.
change.
It
'cause
did. It had an
brought
effect on the
that
community.
import look that we had not seen here before over.
Yep, it
All
did.
the decals and the spoilers and the black hoods and all that stuff.
I wasn't paying attention to that, but you're totally right. I knew Paul as an actor from Pleasantville. So I had a totally different
yeah.
understanding of him than
And
you
me
worked with
too.
him
See,
too?
I don't. Yeah, so you had a work
my
side
boss
of him.
did early, and
Yeah.
I met him at a photo shoot. So
Yeah.
like,
Super nice guy.
super nice dude.
Very funny.
Yeah.
Very funny.
Were you, so you were physically there that day? You were
I
literally
was
there?
physically there. I had left right before it happened, and I turned around and came back. I was not there when it happened, but I was there all morning before it happened, and I saw the car
But you know the
right before I left.
the time machine in the Peterson, the restored DeLorean time machine.
Yeah.
We restored that time machine literally right in front of where the accident happened.
Oh, wow,
We just
really?
happened to be that building. It's where Universal does all their ride
Yeah.
development and everything else. And it literally was one of those things where like we didn't even know there was a goddamn car rally going on or anything like that.
Yeah.
You know
It
what I
was it was a crazy day that haunts everybody that was there, including I know Jennifer's. You've had Jennifer on the show.
Yeah, Jennifer Nicole. Yeah, she doesn't want to talk about it. Nobody wants to talk about
it's
it. I
tough
don't blame
for them
anybody.
because they physically saw.
Yeah.
I didn't physically
And a
see. I
friend.
wasn't there. And after that happened, all of us that were there went silent for over a month because people were saying the wrong things and making accusations. So, that was
have
a
to
tough day
disappear.
for Sean especially. And he's such a good guy. So, I'll do anything for him. He's awesome. And Cody's great too. I mean, Cody and Felicia, and oh my God, their daughter. I don't know if you've ever seen their daughter before.
No.
No, I
She's
don't know
so
any of these
cute.
people. It's so wonderful.
Remy's so cute.
I
Good
love
family.
That name.
Oh my God, she's just adorable. I told Felicia that she needs her own YouTube channel. She's that funny.
Really?
Yeah, she's very funny. Felicia runs Reach Out Worldwide, which
Oh.
was Paul's charity. So she was a part of it and still runs it. And Cody and Felicia are in Malaysia, I think, right now on a Reach Out Worldwide project. Good people.
Cool.
Why don't you have a podcast?
I don't
Do you
know.
want one? I mean, you're so well
just
spoken. You
never
clearly
thought
are
about
fine
it.
on camera. There's no problem.
know.
You know all the people.
and
You
the
have
YouTube
all the
thing
access.
too all the time. Why the hell didn't you do a YouTube channel? I'm like, ugh.
And I'm not trying to tell you to do one, but I mean, you
No,
could if you wanted to.
A lot of people tell me I should. I would choose a podcast over YouTube. I just can't do the YouTube thing where you put your
Put your blonde hair on every
put the
day.
fluffer in your face and scream at it, and I just can't do that.
What are you talking about? Oh, like vloggers, like that
Yes!
whole thing. Oh, the
Can't
Casey
do that.
Neistat rig with the. She means.
that thing?
Yeah, we don't do
You
that.
don't
That
have
stuff.
to do that.
It's
Okay,
optional.
because I just can't do that. I love
I
them
can see
all,
you
but
getting
when
on
I
the
see him
planes
doing
and
that,
everything
yeah,
with that rig and.
it's
Yeah, no.
just
No.
I've never
On the-
gotten used to that. I mean, I
with
love
you.
Shmee. Shmee's done a ton of stuff for me too, and I'm just always asking him like, how can you sit there and do this and right in front of your face?
Well,
I'm
they're
like,
so good at it.
they're so- oh,
good
he's-
at it. And then does
Shmee's
he wear
great.
glasses? Because Casey Neistat always wore the glasses, and that was his like secret. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
I don't know. I can't. I never paid attention to his glasses, but and he was on Luxury Foreplay back in the days, as I think he just did photography, and it's been great watching him, get to where he's at. Look at where he's at now. Yeah.
That's really
and he's
cool.
great. He's done a lot of favors for me. I appreciate that. He comes on Fuel Run with us, and getting influencers to come to your events is huge.
Huge, yeah. Can we talk about your pants? Mrs. Ryan loves houndstooth. Houndstooth.
Yeah. I got him at.
Those look like legitimate, like Porsche design pants. I mean, that's proper houndstooth.
You ready? So I'm not a label whore. Like, I'm not into labels or nothing. Guess where I got them at? At Old Navy.
Stop.
$19.99. And I got cheetah ones too.
Bravo. And cheetah ones too.
And I was shopping
goodness.
for Monterey Car Week. I'm like, how lucky am I that I found you have houndstooth?
It's amazing.
So I got 2 pairs of each because you know how long they're stretch material. They're
Fine.
great.
Yeah, I would have got
You'll
them
go
just
through
that.
those in a minute.
I got them for Car Week.
I'm thinking of how many things I could make out of the material
I know.
from those
I
pants.
love these pants. I love houndstooth.
Yeah.
I saw them like from across the entire store. I was
That's
like,
her
I
favorite.
need those.
Her absolute favorite. We
Yeah,
gotta
they
get the
still have 'em.
inserts done for the car.
Good
Oh,
to
yeah.
know. I would probably be like,
Renwork Stat. We got to talk to Sasha.
Oh, Sasha's
have him
great.
Do the
I
inserts
love
for
them.
an old-fashioned car like ours, a dirty old car like ours.
yeah.
And Jose. Those guys are great.
Oh gosh.
They're so
Love
fun to
that
be
guy.
around.
Let's see. This would be a silly time to not talk about your social media. Allow us to put up the billboard. Camera 4 is your camera here. Tell us anything you've got going on social media. Where do people find your websites? All the stuff.
Okay, so I'm mostly on Instagram all the time. So it's at Petrolgirl. I got that name from a little kid who was at a car show and decided that my name was Petrolgirl. So I'm like, okay, this is like 10 years ago. Before my nickname was Lambo Rider, my friend Pet Fred on Instagram, Fred gave me that name, and it stuck. I guess I wanted a Lambo back then, but I changed my mind now. I don't want a Lambo. So we'll stick with Petrolgirl. So Petrolgirl on Instagram. It's also Petrolgirl on Facebook. I don't do Twitter.
I don't do Twitter either. Why
Apparently I
don't you do
should do
Twitter? I'm going to bring you out of the billboard and we'll talk about that. How come?
It's boring.
Is that what it is? It's boring?
It's yeah, I mean, I don't...
Too
I
many
mean,
words? Not enough pictures? Or what is...
Or at least, I don't know, the words aren't that entertaining. Sometimes I'll go on there and look at, when the celebrities have drama, then I'll go on there and look. And they talk crap about each
That's
other.
what I
When the
find.
president posts dumb stuff.
That's what I find. For
Yeah.
me, it's more stuff to avoid, more landmines to
Yeah.
avoid than to go embrace.
I don't
Yeah.
have any clients right now on Twitter anymore. It's completely removed. If I were to currently have a client that's a celebrity or an influencer, I would say yes. I feel like
Oh, you really
it's a
would?
it's a great platform for celebrities. Everybody follows everything they do on there.
Oh, if you're already established and
Yes,
famous.
if you're
not to
already
grow on-
established.
Yes, I
yeah,
agree.
no,
I
not to
agree
grow
with
on.
you.
If you're
Sure.
established, fine. But other
Well,
than
that's
that,
it's a place for them to find you.
yep.
You're so
Instagram's the
interesting.
hot one.
What's your brain like? Like, I've got the creative brain where
Scary.
I'm the kind who, like, whimsical world of, I can, who move things around and make whatever I want. Some people are just numbers. Like, nope, this
No,
box,
I'm
that
not
box,
numbers.
this box.
No, I'm scatterbrained,
Really?
creative, crazy.
I would have so guessed the opposite
No,
because
I'm
of
not
what
a
you've
numbers
accomplished.
person. I know. People always assume I'm a numbers person, and I'm like, I'm not a numbers person. My desk is covered from front to end with. Okay, my boyfriend's desk is across from mine, right? His looks like this every day. Mine looks like a tornado went off on it. That's my personality. My purse, you would be scared of my purse.
Well, that's her too.
probably get
and
bit
she
if
was
you put
always
your hand
very
on my purse.
successful at her work too. So maybe that's just a.
So I just went to Vegas to pre-run a route for Fuel Run, and I met with Jessica Tobin, the owner of Tobin Motor Cars, and she's just like me. Like, she's talking to me about something, and she's handling 6 things at one time.
Wow.
I think that's part of it too. When you're handling like 6 different businesses or whatever, I think you kind of got to be a little scatterbrained.
Yeah, if you're that busy.
Or
'Cause we had
ADD
Zuckerman here,
or-
the same thing. He was like, when you're busy.
Oh
just
my
be
God, yeah, he's a
busy.
great example.
Because he's always
He's very
all
funny
over the
too.
place.
Your
Yeah.
brain compartmentalizes really fast in those situations.
Yeah.
So
And you no time for bullshit. You cut everything out.
yeah, that's the
Yes.
thing. And it grows and it comes back and it's very fluid, which is great. But like, you have to learn how to cut out what's not important. Because
Yeah.
otherwise you'll get
Focus.
distracted. The wrong thing will grow. And
The
it's like-
focus, just honing your focus.
Totally.
But I think,
You're
I think
good
I
at
have
that.
that scatterbrain mindset, and I just, in a good way, you can be scatterbrained and be successful. I know plenty of successful people that are scatterbrained.
Boom. Most
Yeah.
of them.
Or people, I mean, Manny Koshbin, I don't know if you know who he is. He has
No.
a very big collection of cars in
Okay.
Orange County. He's big following on Instagram, but he totally is. He came here with $13 in his pocket from Iran,
Oh, I
and
love
he's
those
a
stories.
multi, gazillionaire now. But
Self-made.
he works 24 hours. I'm like, are you going to go to bed? He's up posting at 5 a.m. on his Instagram, and if I send him, a DM at nighttime, he's up at 2 in the morning.
Are
He never
you like
sleeps.
that?
Interesting.
Yes.
You are like that.
Oh
You
yeah,
don't
I'm
sleep
up
either?
at 6 in the morning. I go to bed at 2 in the morning.
That could be
Unless I
a
take an
product
edible.
of your life, though. That
Edibles are my lifesaver sometimes.
Oh, to go to bed, to go to sleep.
Oh yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not taking sleeping pills. I take an edible.
Yeah. What's
every
legal now?
once in a while. Thank God.
They were Howard Stern and Jimmy Kimmel were talking about it on the show last night, like
Good.
on the show.
It needs to become more of a normal thing. Look, I'm not promoting go smoke a joint every day and
No,
be
we're not either.
stupid, but if I have to choose between taking an addictive chemically induced sleeping pill or an edible made with a plant, I'm choosing the
That's where we
edible.
landed. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of those like, do you want aloe vera or the whatever? And it's like, well, I'll just put a little aloe on there.
So
it's fine.
I really enjoy that to make me sleep. Sometimes I'll take a 4-to-1, which is CBD4 and 1 THC, which there's
That
absolutely no high.
combination-
It's just a relaxed mode. Because
Yeah.
I have anxiety too. I mean, most scatterbrain people do.
Yeah, because you're everywhere,
So
right?
yeah. So sometimes I'll take one of those and just completely puts me in relax mode.
Your workload is also crazy. I wouldn't imagine being able to shut down.
I can never
at the
shut
end of
down.
the
Even
night.
when we go on vacation, I'm terrible.
Oh
I don't
God,
ever
are you
shut
really?
down.
She used to be that way. So if you go even
I
to a
can't
tropical,
shut
say
down
you
when
go
you
to
do social
Hawaii.
media. Oh yeah, we did. Well, last year I'm on the beach doing my posts for my clients. But I chose a
was you.
career that you cannot. Most entrepreneurs you can't fully walk away from your business. So if I can work from a beach with a drink in my hand and I'm okay, then it's fine with me.
You're
Works
awesome.
out.
Do you feel like you've got a pretty good handle on it?
Yeah, I'm good.
Other than the
Life is
anxiety?
good. Yeah,
Everybody's got that.
Yeah, I've always had that. I'm just happy
Yeah.
to have something now I can take to chill.
I'm so excited for you.
Yeah.
We've done the time. I'm going to wrap it up. But do you have anything for us?
No, just
questions or anything?
definitely thank you for having me on the show, and
Thank
Thank you for coming
I wish
over.
you the best of success in the future.
Thank you so
Hey,
much.
no problem.
I'm
Means a
hoping that
lot.
we can maintain a friendship here. And
Yes.
please feel free to come back anytime. Also, when we're at the PEC, that's going to be kind of a big
Yes,
thing. So by all
definitely.
means, feel free. Hey, we're supposed to invite influencers to our event.
That's right by my house, and they have good food at that restaurant, so I'll be there.
Yeah, they do. Again, G.I. Jen. Thank you, G.I.
Yep.
Jen. Amy
the
Shackleford,
best.
thank you so much for being here.
No
Thank you
problem.
Is it
so
okay
much.
to
for
call you
having
that
me.
versus Petrolgirl, or is
Yes,
that like
yes.
a branding thing? We're
no,
supposed to
it's
say
not a branding
Petrolgirl.
thing. It's you can call me whatever you want. I don't have the blue check mark yet.
Oh, that's right. Are you going for it? How do you do it?
I don't.
Is
I'm
there a way?
trying.
I've
there
heard you
is
can.
a way.
I've heard
could-
you can buy your way in.
No, but you
Is that
can't get
true?
away with that
It's
anymore.
not true?
No,
Okay.
no. You can you can do a verification request on your Instagram page.
Yourself?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll show you how when the show's
I was
over.
going to say that might be. A
It's
big
really easy. It's a lot easier than people think. But getting them to approve you is a whole nother story.
Oh,
That's
does it
the
take
thing.
years and years to actually get a response?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Some of them I got Gold Rush Rally verified in a week.
Oh, is it maybe easier to get brands
Sure,
versus
yeah,
people
it is.
or
It
something
is.
like that?
I guess, yeah, it seems to be the case.
Who
Well, you've
looks
got
at
so
it?
many followers, it surprises me.
Yeah.
'Cause
Been
I see-
denied
we've got
twice.
friends who have like 1,000 followers or even 500, but
Yep.
because it's somebody they get.
But I guess I have to have a website and all this other crap, so it's fine. I don't need the check mark. I'll live.
Now I want one. No, we asked somebody else recently, and they were like, "Well, you have to separate all the things so that they're personal and blah blah blah." I was like, "All right, I don't know." And she's like, "No, that's
Everybody,
not true.
I don't know. Everybody seems to have their theory of how to make it happen, and
Oh, I don't know. That's why I was asking you.
Yeah,
I'm asking everybody.
I'm
guess.
still trying to figure it out myself. Probably shouldn't say that considering my business, but it's like a big gray curtain. Nobody knows how it happens.
That's so funny to me. All right. Well, thank you so much for being
Yeah,
here.
no problem.
Absolutely enjoyed it. Mrs. Ryan, what do we have tomorrow?
Breakfast Club.
Tomorrow's Friday. Holy smokes. This was a short week again. Breakfast Club tomorrow, everybody, up at Newcomb's Ranch. We'll be there around 9 a.m. when they open. And Porsche's usually till almost noon, around then. Should be nice weather tomorrow.
Yeah.
Highly recommend it. Not a club. Great day for a drive. Let's see. Saturday, we've got Lag down at Auto Kennel. It's always fun. And we may even go to the Enderley Cars and Coffee, the old OG.
Awesome.
I don't know. We'll see. And then Sunday, Malibu Muffins over
Great.
at Malibu Kitchen. You ever go over there, Malibu
No,
Kitchen?
what is? Oh, I didn't. But yeah, I didn't know they had a thing called Malibu Muffins.
No, it's Mrs. Ryan loves
I
muffins.
used to go there all the time. Great place to hang out. Love the dogs.
Yeah,
I
that's
just
why
go
we
there for the
go there.
dogs. Yep, us
Oh,
too.
you're. I love it. All right, Mrs. Ryan, I love you so very much.
love you
Amy
too.
Shackleford, we love you so very much.
Thank you. Love you guys too.
We love you at home. Please love one another. And we'll see you this weekend or out there and about next week. All right?
Yeah. See you soon.
Yeah. I do stuff for rescue. LA Animal. Well, that's why I said I can talk for 5 hours, so just shut me up.
No, you're.
Yeah, I do stuff with that LA Animal Rescue.org. They're pretty awesome.